This is the Carty Method podcast.
Hey, welcome. The fast lane to a photography career is mastering intelligent imitation, which means studying the best in the industry, understanding why their work resonates, and applying these principles in your own way. By the end of today's podcast, you're going to know how to move with intention, how to create portfolio-worthy images that stand out, and how to position yourself in the industry as someone who gets hired, not overlooked. You're going to learn the exact mindset and process that separates pros from hobbyists, and more importantly, how you can start applying it today. But before I get into this very important list, I need to school you on intelligent imitation. Intelligent imitation is the process of studying, deconstructing, and applying the techniques of the best photographers, not by copying, but by understanding why their work is effective and using those principles in your own way. Hope you guys are with me. Hope you guys are excited about today's episode. I am very excited about today's episode. I've helped hundreds of photographers in person and thousands more through this YouTube channel go from just snapping pictures to creating intentional, high-value work that gets them paid. Photographers who were once lost, shooting everything and anything, have found their niche. They've booked their first paid jobs, and some have scaled up to a six-figure income doing what they love, this thing called professional photography. My thoughts and energy here isn't theory. It's what I've taught in workshops and mentorships and in my accelerator program, and it works. My photography business through the 35 years that I've been a pro has been up and down. Despite decades of experience, I realized that busy work and inconsistency were definitely holding me back. During COVID, I finally stopped distracting myself and focused on learning the business side better than I ever knew before. I hired coaches. I started really studying my favorite successful photographers, and I started building systems that actually worked. Today, through the Carty Method, I help photographers worldwide turn their passion into a profitable career by teaching them the exact strategies that I use to transform my own business. So today's video is going to teach you how to stop reacting to the world around you and start executing ideas that bring real value to your photography. So whether you want to shoot portraits or whether you want to shoot fashion or commercial work or do products, cars, I'm going to show you exactly how to shift from taking pictures to making pictures with purpose. Taking pictures, pointing your camera at things that you see. Making pictures comes from here. Making pictures with purpose. So let's get into intelligent imitation. So first of all, why should photographers use intelligent imitation? Why? Well, it's super important because success leaves clues. The best photographers, they're not just lucky. Their work follows repeatable patterns of lighting, of composition, of storytelling, of posing, of color theory. When you reverse engineer their choices, you can fast track your own skills. You also learn faster. Instead of struggling in isolation, intelligent imitation lets you shortcut years of trial and error by analyzing work that's already proven to be effective. And it's how us pros learned, okay? Every top photographer has learned from the masters, has assisted, has studied master photographers before them. Whether it's fashion photographers, like looking at Irving Penn, or portrait photographers looking at Richard Avedon, we have to be inspired and guided by the masters that come before us. And also, We need to use intelligent imitation because it helps us develop our own voice. By imitating with intention, you start to recognize patterns, you start to adapt techniques, and eventually you merge them into your own unique style. So, the takeaway? Intelligent imitation isn't just copying. It's not what we're doing. And copying is taking from one source. Intelligent imitation is taking from many sources. That's called research. It's about learning the rules so you can eventually break them. Every successful photographer has done it. So today, we're going to get into 20 ways that you can use intelligent imitation. So I hope you have a pen and paper. You should always have notes ready and notepad, pen when you're watching the show. So let's get into it. First, number one, you need to identify photographers who are doing what you want to do instead of just randomly scrolling through Instagram. Find 10 photographers who are working at the level that you want to reach. Study why their images are working. Study why they're working. Study their composition, their lighting, their concepts, their emotion, their storytelling. And what we're trying to do here is use intelligent imitation to reverse engineer, not to copy. What choices did they make? What elements can you apply in your own way? Number two, and again, I need to highlight this photographer, and this is Nick Johnson. And you can see Nick is using intelligent imitation, but he is making it his own. So this is Nick Johnson, a photographer. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to stop chasing the shot. We're trying to stop chasing pictures and start planning them. Reacting to what's in front of you, well, that equals taking pictures. That's what happens when you're reacting to what's in front of you. When you're planning a shot with a specific outcome in mind, well, that's making pictures. So how do you use intelligent imitation in this situation? Well, look at your reference photographers and analyze their planning process. What locations are they choosing? What time of day? What wardrobe? Apply these planning elements to your own work. This is the work of Garan Rath. And Garan Rath is an incredible product photographer. And you can see he's not taking a picture here, he's making a picture. This is an idea executed at the highest level. What we have to be doing is building a mood board before every shoot, which is ideas laid out. A mood board lets you gather reference images, lighting styles, compositions, poses. It keeps you focused on a specific vision instead of randomly shooting. So, the best photographers don't just wing it. They have an aesthetic in mind before they start. So use Pinterest, use Behance, use Notion to collect references before every single shoot. What we're trying to do is we're trying to pre-visualize the final image. Before we press the shutter, ask yourself, what is this image supposed to say? How do I want it to feel? Great photographers know what their final image will look like before they even shoot. So watch behind the scenes videos of top photographers and notice how they shape their light and their composition with the final image in mind. This is another image by Garan Rath. He shot this for Oakley. Look at the movement, look at the color saturation, look at the feeling. This is a planned photograph executed. We have to choose a theme for our shots, okay? And that's number 5. Instead of just making nice pictures, start creating work that tells a story. A theme helps tie your images together. A fashion, isolation, resilience, power, vulnerability. Have a theme. So we should be looking at photo essays, editorial spreads, advertising campaigns. The strongest work has a clear theme. This is the work of Patrick Holick. Patrick Holick. So what we're trying to do is master composition with purpose. Great composition isn't random, it's intentional. So what we need to do is learn how to use composition to lead the eye, to create tension, or to evoke emotion. How we use intelligent imitation here is study master photographers' work. Why do they use negative space? How do they balance elements within the frame? What makes their compositions dynamic? This is the work of macro photographer Levon Biss. Levon Biss. Incredible, incredible photographer. What we're trying to do is design our light. We're trying to design light, not just accept it. Instead of just shooting with whatever light is available, what we're trying to do is learn how to shape it. Okay? Find images with light that you love and ask yourself, is this hard light or soft light? Is it directional or flat? And then I want you to think about how you're going to reverse engineer it and recreate it. This is the work of Lane Coder. Lane Coder. What we're trying to do with our subjects is direct them with intention. A great portrait isn't just about good lighting, it's about expression, it's about posture, it's about emotion. So how you use intelligent imitation in this situation is study top portrait photographers and watch how they direct their subjects. Watch behind the scenes videos and practice giving clear, confident direction. This is the work of Patrick Holick. What we're trying to do is make our locations a character in our images. Our location is also a character. Your backgrounds shouldn't just be an afterthought. Your backgrounds should add to the story. So here's how you use intelligent imitation in that situation. Look at editorial and advertising photography. How do photographers integrate the environment into their photographs? This is the work of Jimmy Chin, an incredible, incredible outdoor adventure photographer, Jimmy Chin. What we're trying to do is design our color palette, okay? Color controls mood. Color controls mood, and it impacts perception. The best photographers use intentional color grading. So what we're trying to do is study cinematic color palettes. What tones dominate? How does color affect emotion? Recreate those color palettes in your own work. This is the work of Lado Alexi. Lado Alexi. We also have to plan our subject's wardrobe. What someone wears affects the story and the overall tone of the image. So do not let what your subjects are wearing be left to chance, okay? Top photographers don't leave wardrobe to chance. You need to study how fashion photographers and editorial shooters coordinate wardrobe with location and lighting. This is the photography of Yuko. Yuko. Juco. Yuko. What we're trying to do is use props, and we're trying to use set design. We need to add elements to our scene because that gives our work layers and depth. So, using intelligent imitation, we'll study art-directed shoots. How do props and how do they use props in order to enhance storytelling? This is the work of Yuko. And we need to experiment with different lenses in order to achieve intentional effects. Instead of always shooting with your go-to lens, use a different focal length with a purpose. This is the work of Joseph Baldwin. So what we're trying to do is use intelligent imitation. We're watching how cinematographers and photographers use wide, use mid, and use telephoto lenses for different effects. Change your lenses, change your perspective. And we need to stop shooting everything. If you're watching this right now and you're one of those people who shoot quote unquote everything, you need to stop. You need to stop shooting everything and you need to start curating. High-level photographers don't show every single thing that they shoot. They curate their portfolios only with the best work. So look how elite photographers present their work. Notice how their portfolios have cohesion and a distinct style. This is the work of Anton Dudis. What we're trying to do is we're trying to tell stories. We're not trying to just make a pretty picture. A beautiful image is amazing, but a beautiful image with a story is spectacular. So use intelligent imitation, study photojournalists, study editorial photographers. How do they capture authentic emotion and authentic moments? This is the work of Anton Dudis. So light and shadow have to be used intentionally. Light shapes form and shadow creates depth. So what we need to do is learn how to use contrast to add drama, to add mood. Like, we need to use intelligent imitation. Look at Caravaggio's paintings or film noir, cinematography. Study how shadow placement affects the feel of an image. This is the work of the master they call Nick Knight. Nick Knight. This image was on the cover of the first photography book I ever bought, which was called The Art of Fashion Photography. I bought this book when I was 19 years old. And Nick Knight. So what we're trying to do with our images is create a cohesive series, not just standalone shots. Clients and editors hire photographers who can tell a story across multiple images. So we can use intelligent imitation by looking at magazine spreads and photographers and photo essays, and notice how photographers use images together. Notice how images flow together. And when images are shot in a series, it creates a larger impact. This is the work of photographer Sarah Emily. We need to control the viewer's attention. Okay? Great images guide the eye using leading line, using contrast, using depth. What we're trying to do is analyze top photographers using intelligent imitation. And what we're trying to do is analyze how top photographers grab attention. What elements do they emphasize? How are they removing distractions? This is the work of Carlos Jimenez. Amazing, amazing photographer. What we need to do is study the masters. Really, we need to study the masters so we could learn the rules that they established, and then we need to break those rules. Once you understand the fundamentals of lighting, when you understand the fundamentals of composition, storytelling, you can start breaking the rules in your own way. What we're trying to do is learn incredible lighting, learn Rembrandt lighting, learn the rule of thirds so you can never use it. Especially if you're shooting horizontal. The rule of thirds, it's actually the rule of fourths when it comes to shooting horizontal editorially. But you need to learn leading lines, and then you need to push beyond them. This is the work of master photographer Albert Watson. Albert Watson has been shooting for 50 years, and this is brand new work from Albert Watson. Incredible. We need to shoot with a purpose. We need to shoot with a purpose, okay? Not just to practice. Every shoot should have a goal, and that goal is to develop a skill, to create a portfolio piece, to tell a story. What we're trying to do is look at how professional photographers plan their shoots. What's their purpose behind every single frame? And this is the work of Charles Foran. So, the fast lane. What we're trying to get you to do is to prioritize execution over any kind of hesitation. The photographers who win, they're not just snapping pictures, they're executing ideas. Intelligent imitation allows you to decode success and apply it in your own way. So what you need to do is you need to stop taking pictures. You need to start making them. If you want your photography to level up fast, you need a feedback loop, a way to get honest, professional critique that actually helps you improve. And ask yourself this: do you have an active feedback loop? An active feedback loop that pushes you to get better every single time that you shoot? Or are you just taking pictures, posting them, and hoping for random likes and comments? This is where Portfolio Lab comes in. Portfolio Lab, this thing that I'm doing with the Carty Method and helping photographers develop, Portfolio Lab doesn't exist anywhere else. And what I'm doing here, it's not just another forum or such a social media critique group. What I've built is high-level structured feedback designed to show you exactly what's working in your images and what's not. Inside Portfolio Lab, we don't just shoot. We execute, submit, and get feedback so we can refine our work with a direct professional critique. You learn how to make pictures that demand attention, create impact, and get you hired. So I got a lot of people who watch me, and again, my subscriber count grows every day, but I honestly wonder, what kind of a photographer are you? What kind of a photographer are you? Forget about all the other people who watch me. I'm talking about you right there, hanging out with me. What kind of a photographer are you? Are you serious about making photography your career? If you're serious, watch one of my Portfolio Lab review shows. Just watch that next so you can see how having instant feedback on your work could benefit you instantly. See how real photographers are using structured feedback to build standout portfolios and actually get them work. By the way, did you know that I hid several photographers that are in Portfolio Lab in my presentation today. And I just want to start backwards with Charles Fortin. Charles Fortin is in my professional accelerator program. He's in Portfolio Lab. And the level of work that this guy has created in a very short time, in 5 months watching me, is actually, it's kind of mind-bending, to be honest. And seeing this collection of work, a majority of which he put together or shot while he was within the last 5 months. Charles has incredible talent, but he didn't have direction, and his work was everywhere. It wasn't organized and presented in a way that would get him work. And that's just part. And again, you can watch me help Charles. I made a podcast when I was helping Charles curate this body of work for this website, and the way that we created this flow from Ecuador into snow and then back out of snow, but still in mountains. Like the way that we created a flow here with this portfolio was something that I spent a lot of time deciding the best way to incorporate the snow. And you can see how we go from beach and it evolves into rocky, into mountainy, into outdoorsy, and then it gets cold. And that's all super deliberate. Also, I showed you the work of Garan Rath. That was another photographer that I tucked in there as far as photographers that you should be looking at and watching and incorporating into your mood boards so you can also intelligently imitate. This is Garan Rath, photographer from Cape Town, South Africa, who is making incredible strides. And you can see he's not trying to be everything for everybody. He's just trying to be the absolute best product photographer that he can. That's it. That's all he's trying to do, is shoot products in an incredible way. That's it. He's not trying to be anything else. Another one of the photographers that I tucked in there in HID was Nick Johnson. And Nick is a photographer who I've been helping for just under a year. We're coming up on a year very soon. It might be a year. And Nick is an editorial portrait photographer from Oregon and heavily based on style, but also sport, athletes. And he's doing really big things. And again, another photographer that I can take an image like this and just tuck into this presentation because it hits so hard. Another one of the photographers that I tucked in there, his name is Anton Duris. Anton Duris. And Anton, I tucked a couple of his images in there because Anton, he does one thing incredibly well, which is bring the people of the world to you. He is an editorial portrait photographer that specializes in travel. He is a man who is happiest when he is in a destination. But I'm helping him develop work wherever he is, wherever he stands. And look at this portfolio. Anton's been with me for well over a year. And I tucked a couple of incredible Anton Duris photos in this as well. So what I'm doing here with this channel, again, I hope you guys get it. I hope you get it, because I don't, it's like I do a lot here for free. I really put myself out here for free, trying to give you incredible value for the time that you spend. And again, whether you pay me with money or not, you're paying me with your time, and your time's valuable. So I'm really try to make the content that I put on YouTube really beneficial and really helpful for you to get to that next level. But at the same time, I can't give away the cow. I can't put it all out there and again, I actually give away the cow. Watch, I break down my phases. I talk about you could spend thousands of hours watching my thousands of hours of content. Well, I'd say high hundreds, because I have 760 something videos, some of them as long as 3 hours. Well, no, maybe. No, yeah, I'd say over a thousand for sure. So what I'm trying to say is I really try to help. I put a lot of effort into my system. I put a lot of effort into this channel, and all I want to do is help you become a high value pro. That's it. I just want to let you or help you. I'm not giving you any permission. I just want to help you get to your goals. That's all. Do me a favor, go to thecartymethod.com, see how I can help you. Consider joining Portfolio Lab. I also released my full system, which is the entire Carty Method system from front to back, all 6 phases, bonus phase of setting your stage. So makes it 7 phases, 7 masterclasses, 7 workbooks. It's all here. If you're not ready to do the whole thing, start with phase 0. See if you like my teaching style. But this is my opus. This is everything that you need in order to get yourself going as a professional photographer. So guys, that's it for me. If you want to join Portfolio Lab, go to thecartymethod.com, get access right now. Let's start building a portfolio that gets you booked. Oh shit, I forgot about my accelerator. My accelerator is something that I do. I do this twice a year. Maybe I do this twice a year. And my professional accelerator, I have a lot of people on the waiting list for this accelerator. The thing that makes this different is it's a sprint. Previously, I've done my accelerator over 6 months. I've done it over 3 months. And now, for the first time ever, I am going to do my accelerator over 6 weeks. 6 weeks. I'm going to deliver the Carty Method system over a 6-week period. And then I'm going to give you 3 months of support on the back end. 3 months of support where I'm going to help you build your business. It's basically the Carty Method system on steroids. I'm presenting it to you. Or you could do it on your own. So the accelerator, that's coming up in June. It's probably 6 weeks away. So please join the waitlist if that's something that you're thinking about. Guys, that's it for me today. Go to thecartymethod.com, see all the ways that I can help you. Keeping it a short, tight episode because I'm testing. Let's see if more people click short episodes. Guys, I hope you found today valuable.
This live stream was brought to you by Pixpa, the best website builder for photographers and creatives, and Indie, the best way to run your freelance business, and by you, the members and subscribers of the Carty Method. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month to show your support for our content, and we'll reward you. You get members-only content every month, and Carty has the best emojis on YouTube, and you'll get that crown badge next to your name. If you're building a photography business, make sure you join Portfolio Lab. How ready are you to be a pro? Take the Carty Method Pro Photographer's Readiness Scorecard. You'll always find helpful links in the show notes. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert. Even if the content you're sharing isn't yours, be a curator and share this content with your network. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
I dropped a review video yesterday of the new Canon R50V. If you're interested, that is in the Carty Method podcast playlist. Please go have a look. Also, thousands of hours, I'm going to say, of content on my channel. Please go watch another video. I have so much help that I'm here giving you for free. Thanks for watching, guys.